Hi everyone, Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and today we are going to do actually a cool design. I really like it how they turn it out, and that's some tiger print on the nails. Have a wee preview of it in here. Yeah, so two types of the level, I would say. One more easy, just the print for someone who is a beginner, and then if you want to push it a little bit more, we are going to paint also half a face of the tiger. And I hope you will really guys enjoy this tutorial. If you do, let me know down below in the comments, as I want to see them as well. Also, you can put your suggestions of any designs you would like to see it as well. Like I've got like a wee notebook where I'm writing them all down, and then eventually when I feel, yeah, that's the right time, I'm going to produce them all for you. And if you're watching this video for a first time, like first time ever in this channel, check some previous videos. Guys, if you're here just for a couple, maybe weeks or months, go back and check them out as well, because will be about 500 videos, I would say, right now. So quite a big library of different tutorials and designs. And yeah, I just let you enjoy this video. So let's start. That's the design I have prepared for you guys. So you can see it's a little bit easy part, like just the pattern of the tiger and then the one with the half face of the tiger. And I will show you on the tips both of those designs. So a bit easier and a bit harder version. So I've got two tips ready in here, my mixing palette, and we are going to pick up the colors which we will use for this design, which is 151. That's the main color actually. Oh, and black of course. And then we are going to need some black, so I will pick up the black gel. For the eye, we are going to use some blue color. So I'm just going to pick up the blue, just a drop of it. And then we also need some pink. And a white. So I'll have one clear white and one mix with the red to create a pink. And we'll start with the eye, because this is a central part of our design. So I'm going to use the larger brush from the Nail Perfect, and that's the watercolor brush. I'm going to add a drop of yellow actually to the blue as well. So the eye is kind of like a bluish, but also green, with some green shade to it as well. Almost like a turquoise blue. So we don't want to place, like, we want to place our nose somewhere here. And then the eye is going to start where the nose is. So just painting a rounded part in here. And I've got all sorts of different shades of blue. I suggest you make it larger, because later on we outline it with the black, so it's better to go for a slightly larger size. And then straight away we are going to indicate where the middle of the nose is. And then swapping into our pink to paint the nose. So we've got our pink nose. And then the part where the mouth are. So I'm just dipping in my brush into the red. Okay, after we have created this color, I'm picking up the orange and I'm start painting the parts which are going to be orange. So here are the cheeks. Drop of black into my orange and a red to create a kind of brownie color. So I want some parts to be a little bit darker here. Same on the top. You can also use the sponge to get like just a nice texture as well, so it looks almost like a wee fur. It looks like it looks actually very funny at this stage. It really does. But that's typical, like, you know, before you start seeing something nice, you've got a splash of the colors. Okay, cook it in. And then let's do the easy pattern on this one. So the orange one plus the darker color here. And then just cook it. Okay, parts of the tiger are already frozen. So I can pick up more orange and do the second layer of it. Just so it's more pigmented. But also so it has those kind of fur texture. So I'm kind of pretty messy working with it. Around the eye, we're going for a very, very light color. So whichever I've got left on the brush, I'm just gently touching it. Same in here, just a very gentle strokes of it. And then flash cure it again. Second layer, just so you've got some darker places and then very, very light places, and then cure it. Okay, I've got time to clean my brush and get my D-liner brush ready for the detail. Okay, so let's start with those eyes, just so we can have a little bit more detail in here. So we are outlining the eye. With some pattern. You can also give it a little bit furry look to it. and then paint the bottom part of the eye. And then give it a flash cure. Okay, on this one we are going straight into the pattern. So like a big splash of the color and then the shape. Don't worry if the hands goes a bit messy. You want to have those kind of pattern, like so it looks like a fur. So basically, the more shaky your hand is, the nicer pattern you will get. Okay, and then take a small brush and smudge it. And just so you've got those kind of furry look. Try to smudge them into the one direction. Like what I mean by one direction, so you don't go like cross. If you feel you miss something, just add it more. And then that's the easy part of the pattern, cook it. Okay, let's start giving some shape into our tiger face. So on the top of the head, I'm going to have the largest one. Kind of similar like we have painted there. And then smudge it. At the same time, we can start adding some detail where the nose is. So I've got very little product on my brush. Okay, fill up the nostrils. And then start painting the pattern around the nose and underneath of the eyes. Okay, the closer to the nose, the smaller lines you want to create. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of shaking my hand to achieve this look. Freeze it so we don't smudge the design. I will paint inside the eye the detail now so the eye doesn't look too bold because it looks funny at the moment. This one is actually ready for a top coat, so I'm just going to apply the top coat over the oh. I'm going to apply the top coat actually in a minute. So I'm just perfecting the design, I would call it, and drop more of the orange. I will just make some places even more pigmented. And because I've got black, orange is not going to cover black, so that gives a quite nice results. I think it looks even more realistic than. If it's needed, you can use the drop of the top coat to kind of use it as a shadow. So here, like I'm just going to add tiniest bits. Yeah, and now I'm 100% happy. Those such a small details, like, I mean, obviously with any kind of design, like if we spend, I don't know how much time we have spent, 15 minutes on it, it will look like this. If we would spend longer time on it, it will look much prettier. So the longer time we spend on something, the nicer it is going to look. Okay, so let's paint the eye detail. Also, I'm going to use those orange color as well to color some parts of my tiger here. So that's the orange with the top coat, like mixed with the top coat. Just so we can have some nice shadows here as well. Flash cure it. And this one is completely ready for a top coat. So I'm just top coating it. I think like to paint like a really, really nice realistic face animal, I would say probably 2 hours on the one nail. Like it's crazy. But I'm talking like about like a really realistic look of it. As I say, it's all about those details. Layer after layer. Like even this bits and pieces. So I want slightly darker just underneath of the eye here. And same where the nose is. Then almost no color there. And same here, almost no color. So basically I have just dirty brush with the top coat on it. Flash cure it. Then we are going to do a couple of the dots. So I've got this brush and I'm rolling it into the fine point. Actually, maybe I'm not going to damage this. I will use the dotting tool. So very fine ones here, like as small as possible, and then slightly bigger ones. Okay, furry parts. Same furry parts. Flash cure it. Okay, this one is cooked, so it can go into the collection. I can catch the breath. I actually quite like this set. Oh, let's do it properly, Dorota. Let's do it properly. That's it. Okay, I'm just going to secure this tip nice. And let's play with more details. Couple dots, and for that I'm going to use like really old damaged brush. Okay, let's do the sparkle in the eye. And some pattern inside the eye as well. So I'm going to use some yellow, add it into the blue like so it's green yellowish, and we are going to paint some pattern in there. I will try to, that's it, even like this. Guys, this is so much zoom in for you. And to be honest, it might be easier for me actually to look in the camera than use my eyes. I used to do those kind of check when I was taking part in the competitions, that I would paint something, then I would take a picture of it and I would zoom it in to see if it is good enough. And now I can see it in the camera, so I could sharpen up this part. Okay, so I've got something going on in the eye. It's not a bold color, like I don't like the bold color look of it. And then we are going to dip in the dotting tool in white and give some sparkle to it. Kick him. So just a couple seconds to freeze the product. I'm not going to go into the same place. Anyway, I will go now into the nose part, because I want to add some life into the nose as well. So just a little highlight. Just like a very small detail. I think it does really make a huge difference, even if it's a small touch of the product. Okay, we have to also give it some kind of pattern here. Maybe not pattern, but I have no clue how is it called. I've got hardly any product on my brush. Okay, now I'm going to add just like messy look in here because it is a fur. But he also has mustache. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, and same pattern where we've got the nose here. So a white touches. Don't worry, hardly any product on the brush, like just little touches. Same here. So obviously, the longer time you would spend on it, the nicer it would look. Because even the tiniest touches make a huge difference. I think I'm not going to play anymore with him. That should be plenty. Should be. No, that's plenty. I don't want to, guys, keep you bored. Okay, we're just going to cook him and put the top coat. And that's our tiger I finished. I hope you have learned something watching this tutorial. If you're new in here, guys, please hit the subscribe button, as there is lots of tutorials, and that gives me motivation as well. And you can, guys, the ones who watch me, the ones who support me all the time, hit the share button so the other people can see it. And we are just going at this second half a face of the tiger once it's cooked. So a top coat over it. Yeah, I think it's a... I wouldn't call it cute set, like... yeah, but it's interesting look. Something slightly different. So a bit of more advanced for those of you who like to take a challenge, and something a bit easier for those of you who are just starting the journey with the nails. So that's the pattern. It's actually quite cool together. White tiger would be really, really nice as well, like white tiger with huge blue eyes. Or I could do a red eyes. I wanted to do the animal prints, like definitely I wanted to do the animal prints, but I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. So yeah, and that's the last tip which we have done. So that's full set of those beautiful nails. I'm sending you glittery hugs, and bye for now.